Okay. Roll call please.
Councilman Sexton,
Here.
Horahan,
Here.
Dean,
Here.
Miller,
Here.
Stillman. Here.
Just walk.
Perfect time.
All right, someone give me a motion to approve tonight's agenda. Second. Any changes, anyone? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The consent agenda consists of the approval of the minutes of the July 7th regular council meeting. Of a Class C retail alcohol license for the Down Under. A block party permit for the 600 block of Prairie View Drive and the claims for July.
Move.
Anybody, anything?
I had a question about the software, emergency software for the fire. Is that an annual fee that we pay, or is that something new that they had to buy? Was it in their budget? I'm sure it was, but
Hey Heidi, did you hear that question?
I did. I'm trying to find, I honestly don't know. Give me 1 second. Let me look at it. Which one?
ESO Solutions, emergency software for the fire.
So it's definitely a new vendor. It's new software.
Okay,
Give me 1 sec. Let me see if I have it here.
It's software they use to log reports.
Was that,
is
Could
it
be.
new or is it like an update? Is it like a
No,
subscriber?
it's brand new software. I don't know. Kevin will have the details. It's not in the invoice. I'm not sure if it's an annual thing. I don't know.
Okay.
But I
That's
don't
what I
know.
wanted to know. If it's
Yeah.
an annual thing, then I'm sure it's budgeted, so.
Yeah.
Alrighty,
So the Down Under, do they normally take over that space when we have
for Hoover Days, yeah. They do.
and did they do it for other events or just the Hoover?
Just Hoover Days is what they've done in the past.
They've also, they did it for whenever they did the,
Summer.
thank you, summer kickoff or
Yeah, they've
whatever.
done it before. Well, so why is he doing this now?
So do we actually close the street off for them or?
No,
So they've got it drawn there wider than they're actually gonna use.
So they take about, I think it states that it's about 20 feet out from where their current railing is. And there'll be the snow fence, it'll be fenced off. Just to give them more outside space.
that grassy area, they always use that.
Okay.
And so my understanding from Leslie was that usually a couple times a year, they'll apply for this 2 or 3 times a year. It's actually more cost effective for them to apply for it year
Once.
round. Apply for it once and kind of have it year round and then just put in a special event permit with
permit.
us for event to make sure
Sure.
that the,
That's how
There
it's,
it is.
that's how it's kind of, so that makes
so
sense.
he's finally doing that. That's what this is for.
Good. I don't have a problem with it. Anything else on the claims or anything? Don't. Stream gauge, looks like we're paying for that.
Is that up again already?
I think this is,
Usually every August.
we approved it
it's
months
something we already
ago.
approved, yeah.
Yeah.
We approved it months ago. That was a contract, but they bill us the first month of the new fiscal year.
He actually comes when we're doing our budget versus like everybody else, as soon as we do it, then they come in with money.
So yeah, that is true. You guys approved it a while back, but now we're just paying for it.
Got it.
Okay, there's no other comments. Let's go ahead and vote on the consent agenda, please.
Horahan?
Yeah.
Stillman?
Yes.
Dean?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes,
Sexton?
Yes.
Okay. Presentation open communication, we have two. I'd like to hear what you have to say, so. You're not on the regular agenda, so now's your time, John and Sally.
Okay.
Correct?
Hi, I'm John Proler, owner of the Hoover House, and I had not been informed by Mike about the expansion of the Class C liquor license. I'm fine with it for Hoover Days, but I would like some time to review and discuss with Mike what this expansion is gonna entail and how it affects other tenants in the building, particularly the residents on the second floor. So that's what I'm asking.
I guess I'm confused. What expansion of what liquor license?
It's this what we just.
We just approved
They do that he does that every year for Hoover Days.
Right, but I think in the fine print, it's like for other events as well. And that, I had been informed it was just, when I did talk to Mike about it, he said it was just for Hoover Days. But apparently that's not the
What
case.
we just approved was an alcohol permit. To allow him to. Instead of him asking 2 or 3 times a year for this special permit to get it, it's cheaper for him to. Do this once a year, so this will be a year-long. Permit,
Well, as long as it's just for Hoover Days, that's totally great.
it may not be.
time out. So what he's asking might still be okay, because what we approved was the liquor
Still
license.
gotta get a
He's
permit
still going to have to come to the city and get a permit for each additional,
each time.
each time he does something. So that, at that point, that's when you can make sure you're here to say, as the owner of the property, you don't want that to happen.
Well, and I probably would, I mean, I'm probably fine with it.
Right.
It's just that,
Yeah.
you know, I would have liked to been informed. And then
So
when
it's, I guess, maybe it is, would that be on us to inform? I mean,
no, that's on.
that's his.
Yeah, I'm the owner of the building, he's renting for me, he should just tell me about these things,
Yeah.
it's not a big deal.
Yeah, each time he does an event, yes, correct, he would have to fill an event permit and it would
Yeah.
come to the city council.
Yeah, and then that's when you would say, you know, hey, I don't want this to happen, or I do.
Or just set it up so that it's not interfering with anything else in the building, and that's how.
That's, but that's where you'd have your input.
Right, and
It's
we
not
all get
blocking
along.
Any entrances, to the building, the rear entrance or the front entrance, is not blocking any of those off.
It's not blocking, but I mean, there's issues with noise for one thing. And, you know, it's been fine up till now, but I just wish I had been informed, and then when I followed up on it, to have been informed correctly, it was my only main issues there. And thank you.
Thank you, John.
Sally, same thing, anything?
Not a August, well, basically, yes, I would say that. And I think that the council in issuing these permits does need to take into consideration. It appeared that it extends beyond Hoover Fest, if it's effective starting August 1, 2025, rather than the weekend of Hoover Fest. And so basically the issue was whether there's some clarification or limitation in time for this to go on. Maybe it's something that can be addressed later on, but I would tentatively agree with, it's okay for it to go ahead as far as.
I'm not sure
Hoover
we're
Fest.
obligated to inform the owner, the building owner, that
Well-
if he asks for a permit.
The liquor, part of Mr. Jones is a tenant and operates the bar in the down under. He's a tenant of the Hoover House, and part of the issues involved in that rental include obligations with respect to the liquor license and dram shop laws and so forth. So to that extent, there would be an interest on the part of the landlord, because it to some extent does alter the
Okay,
terms
but I don't
of
think
the
that
lease.
responsibility lies on the city to
Well,
inform
that's it.
you
Well,
or the landlord.
perhaps
That's it.
so, but I'm just saying that when those were concerns, I'm not saying it's an objection on it. So, because that's really, so each time it's a special event, then Mr. Jones would have to come forward for a special permit.
Yes.
So this liquor license also is, yes, it's effective August 1st for him to have the ability to have liquor out there under a license. But it doesn't mean that that it's okay for him to start serving it out there on August first. He still has to bring in a special permit,
For each
and he's
time.
only permitted for the days during Hoover Fest.
Okay,
That's it. So just if that helps with clarification, August first is whenever the licensing part goes into effect, but not when he's allowed to set up out there,
that makes sense.
so.
We just needed some clarification.
Hope that clears it up. Okay.
I think so.
Okay, we'll move on to resolution 2581, approving the pay estimate number 2 in the amount of $309,539.52 to Boomerang for the Cedar Johnson Road project.
So moved.
Second.
Dave? Kosher?
Yes, it's a payment for work completed to date, and they're beyond this, as of today, but recommend approval of this pay estimate for Boomerang, gets me to about 23%. So, they recommend approval, yes.
Thank you. Any other comments?
Is it 23% done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you.
Oh,
Yes.
They're halfway through their season. You know, we opened it up for April. There's a lot of work to do.
when's the deadline?
November first.
November something.
Okay, let's go ahead and vote, Alicia.
Dean? Our councilman member Dean,
No,
Sexton,
Yes.
Horahan,
Yeah.
Stulman,
Yes.
Miller.
No,
Was interesting. Statement. All right, resolution 2582. Approving change order number 1 in the amount of $10,945.37 to Boomerang. For the Cedar Johnson Road.
change order. Change order.
It sounds like they hit some field tile,
So moved.
thank you.
Second,
And,
so I have I need to talk to Dave. So when they came up with this bid and they were like $8,000 off, I specifically brought up how many of these change orders was gonna come. Were they really the cheapest person, or were we gonna get hit time and time again with these change orders? And this is how they ended up beating the next closest person by, what was it? It was a very small amount, correct? How much?
30.
30, so that's a third of the way there now already. Are we gonna be able to expect to see this? So did they con us into thinking that they were the cheapest?
I can understand field tile, this cutting of these driveways, I'm not so sure about. Go ahead.
So the field tile situation, just north of Meadows 3A, down at the bottom of that big drainage ditch is.
Yeah,
Miller's Field drains across there.
nobody seemed to think that that might be an issue. I mean,
So the plan was to try to tie that into that storm sewer pipe. The field tile is about 3 feet deeper than the storm sewer pipe that was there. So it didn't just flow in there, it went underneath in order to make sure that we maintain that same drainage. We talked with Miller and he wanted to make sure that got reinstated the same way. So that had to be replaced. That's according to Iowa law, if you disrupt a field drainage tile, you're supposed to replace it. So we worked with Boomerang to try to get the downstream side done, thinking, well, if we got the north side and did some exploration up there, there may be more than one field tile. We dug around up there and we found one feeding into it. So they had to go on the other side once they got that lower part constructed and did the same thing. So there were 2 separate incidents here in order to get this done, but it was not known where that was. I spoke with Mr. Miller before we did this. He suspected there would be one, but he didn't have any idea, so we didn't know how to put it in there to tie in.
but
Matt, I think, he's not here, he was out there on site, when they first encountered it, we looked at it, and it was discussed to put in a section that is a, metal pipe, that was solid, right where that structures were, so that we didn't crimp that and cause damage, and then inherit a problem down the road. So there were some things here that were a little bit unusual, just based on where the tile was and where we were putting the 2 intakes and that big pipe that crossed the road. So This, we looked at it, we spoke with them quite a bit, before we authorized it. And, felt that in order to keep them moving, we had to give them permission to go ahead with it.
Good.
The other issue that you're well aware of from other projects in town that we very well could encounter, which we haven't yet on the north end, knock on wood, is that we could get into some bad soils. So we're aware of that. We have money in the contract for a pretty good quantity. Hopefully we underrun that. Chance we could overrun, but that's really the only other thing that I see that would potentially be an issue based on what we've seen to date.
Good.
Field tile can't be located?
It's under the roadway, Jody. It was probably 12 feet below the road and we knew it went in one end and we couldn't find the outlet. We didn't know where that was. It was in the waterway.
We're going down 12 feet?
The road is built up there where that pipe is and it was down underneath of all of that.
I'm confused.
Field tiles, you never know where it is.
Yeah, I mean, you know it's there, but
Yeah,
Okay, but why are we replacing it if it, or did we go 12 feet deep?
It's below the storm sewer that's there. The plan was just to try to tie it into the storm sewer, Jody, but it was deeper than that, so we had to replace one there across that new roadway.
okay. Thank you, Dave. Any other comments, questions? Go ahead. Shoot.
Councilman Stillman,
No,
Horahan,
Yes.
Sexton,
Yes.
Dean,
Yes.
Miller.
yes,
All right, resolution 2583, setting a public date. A public hearing date for development agreement with Parkside Partners.
smooth.
Second.
The date is August 4th. Next council meeting. For a public hearing. We're not gonna hear anything today, so that's, I know that's why you're here. We're not gonna discuss it today.
That's project.
Pardon?
It's not their project.
Oh, that's right. This is up the hill.
There.
Yeah,
Heritage Hill.
okay. Did I get a motion?
Yes. Yeah.
Any other questions? Let's go ahead and move.
this is to approve the tax increment rebate?
No, this is to set the hearing on the development agreement, not to approve it.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Councilperson Horahan,
Yes.
Sexton,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes,
Dean,
Yes.
Stillman.
Yes,
Okay. We'll have a public hearing on that next time.
When is it, Roger?
Pardon?
August 4th.
First Monday in August. Okay. Adam, anything?
Just kind of having you guys make sure you're keeping track of planning and zoning. There's about 3 or 4 items that are gonna come to council August 4th. So that's between Parkside, Heritage Hill, Brown's Auto. I think there's one other, oh, KLM. Well, it's not KLM anymore, Landmark Meadows. So there'll be a number of things. So just giving you kind of that heads up and letting you know that in August, by the end of August, about a month from now, we'll start getting some of those projects from the University of Iowa started. I assume surveys will follow that about 30 days. So when we do our comprehensive plan survey, it's probably about 45 to 60 days from now.
Survey. Friendship survey on
Yes.
lots of things.
Yes.
Comprehensive.
Yeah, so. Yeah, there's a number of chapters in the state code that they'll have to follow, that they'll send out, so housing, transportation, land use.
Everything else.
Yes.
You attended a conference?
I did.
That beautiful town of Nicole.
It was good, I would say overall, the good experience I have, and this is just me being a little bit more personal, is obviously you guys know I'm going through some personal changes, but I thought some of the leadership that was discussed may be helpful in how I can communicate with others. So I just got my assessment done, and then I'll talk a little bit with that professional. And then afterwards, if I feel it's worth the investment, we do have money in our training budget where I could do something with the entire department. So, but I want to check it out first, make sure it's kosher before doing that, so.
That leaves you, Dave.
Right, well, at the last meeting, we talked about the schedule on Cedar Johnson. You asked for an update. We met with the contractor on Friday. He provided this schedule to us. Schedule does show that they will be done by the end of November. They have some milestones on there as well. They went out today, working on the storm sewer on phase one and doing a little bit of the grading up on the alternate bid north of Serenity, up near Cedar's Edge entrance. So they'll continue to work on that this week. They have a shutdown scheduled for the water main and lowering some sections of water main this week in conjunction with that. We've been talking with Lynch, and this relates to Meadows Part 6. They have to do a tie-in on Orange Street to go across Cedar Johnson and tie into the water main. So that's all to be coordinated for a shutdown Wednesday and get that work done this week. Should have minimal impact on any residents out there, but that is scheduled. And then they plan to bring in another crew and try to get things moving a little bit faster. I know that they've used this project as a little bit of a float in their schedule, which is the reason that it seems like it's not progressing as fast as we'd hoped. But we've asked them to give it more attention, you know, to try to get some more people out here so we can get this done and not run into a situation where we're talking about this in November and cold weather and having those issues. So this gives you an overview of what they have planned and present that. And then also a reminder that end of July 31st, we take bids on the channel widening project. So that's what I have.
So when is it, when did you say that was again?
July 31st.
31st.
Actually, if you look at the schedule, guys, it shows them from 6/6 to 6/9 to 7/11, only doing about 12 days worth of work. And so it might make sense that they didn't show up for a while. They kind of had it planned that way.
Well, I'm looking at backfill and topsoil on the bid alternate. Was gonna be done by the 17th of July.
Yeah,
They haven't started that, right?
They're working on it.
Yeah,
But
there should be
It
close.
was a little wet. Remember we had some rain last week, so it pushed them back a little, but
Who's, are they gonna seed it right away and?
we have some properties that had just put sod down with new houses, and as part of the easement negotiations, they requested to put sod down, so they're supposed to sod those and water them. The others that were, were not developed, those would not have. So
So they're gonna get the water from a hydrant thing? Or-
they're responsible for providing the water. If they, talk to Matt, if they want to give them water, fine. If not, they'll bring it in. So they're required to provide water. So I think it's
Interesting. That'll be interesting.
Is REC gonna have to lower that transformer on that?
on the open lot.
Yeah.
Yes, and we've spoken with them. There's also a phone cut there.
Their wire gonna be low enough? Probably not. No, the two lots that are empty on Cedar Johnson, the transformer is about 3 feet, 3 or 4 feet in the air. About 5 feet from the earth, or from the side of the carpet.
Okay, it's moving along. Thanks, Dave. City staff, anyone? Okay, that's us. Hoover Days is coming up. Anybody want to ride a float?
No.
Okay,
Maybe just get yourself a car.
I'm not doing it alone.
Why don't you just drive your MG?
There you go.
With them dogs hanging around in it.
Okay,
They'd be the
that's all I
star,
needed to know.
they'd be the star of the party.
Thank you. What else about Hoover Days? I don't know what else to tell you. It's, the planning's going well. Good committee. Gonna be some decent changes this year, so see how it goes. Anybody else? Yeah,
It was brought to my attention that out at the country club. The upper road, I call it the upper circle. Not the golf course side, the other side. Towards the new development. That road, there's a home with. Wildflowers for a yard. And the wildflowers are about 3 to 4 foot tall at the road.
Yeah.
We'll do that because there's kids riding their bike. It got brought to my attention, there was kids riding their bikes. And if cars meet, they have nowhere to go.
You know, I'll follow directions, council. I have a hard time on the right of way wildflowers because. There are other organizations that are doing it that we're not asking to, so that would be like the Friends Church. The one right over there on the corner, so. I just need direction, if that's the direction we go in, I can certainly make sure it's all gone, just. There would be other people affected than just those.
I think there's more weeds than wildflowers.
How do you do that?
it's good. Hard to define sometimes, you know. Yeah, of course, at one point, we were gonna come up with a policy to define a wildflower garden in a yard. What we haven't had time, nobody's had time to do it.
So I'm unfamiliar with the area, but this is not the same area that has the rocky ditches that they couldn't mow. Don't tell me that this was their way of not having to mow them and then we're gonna poo-poo on
I don't
that.
think so.
No,
Okay.
no,
Alright.
no. This is the front yard.
So I don't know.
Tall enough where it interferes with vision of traffic and bicycles and pedestrians.
It's on the curve on that,
That's, huh?
it's on the curve.
Curve.
It's right before the curve.
Yeah.
It's, across from that one.
Yeah, you can't
Yes,
interfere with the.
The curve runs the other way.
Yes.
Needs to go
I
down.
mean, it's not the,
It's
Not, you
across
gotta
from
go
the
back
paddock.
outside.
yes.
yeah, it's on the outside of the curve.
He's been whining about that for 5 years.
It's been there for
Yeah.
10 years.
Yeah. It does have.
Yeah.
Probably more weeds than it has flowers.
She got a letter, man, a few years ago.
I'm gonna say, I think we've approached.
No, that was for me, I approached it when I first got here, and so. It comes down to determining what a wildflower is and not, and I had her work on her fencing.
That the fence was
Say they had an issue in the backyard too, right?
Well, they were concerned,
Yeah.
a
no,
safety
yeah,
concern,
Absolutely.
so
It's a legitimate concern.
I said
but I'm
I
not sure
would
what we're gonna
bring it-
do about it, so.
mention it. I said, I doubt it being it's a wildflower, but
Okay, anybody, anything else?
Can we get someone to cut the weeds down in, corner at Cedar Johnson and there we're doing?
I have Bruce Barnhart on that job.
Right.
Maine and Dawson also,
That was just moved today.
okay.
Okay, anything else?
You're supposed to mow the waterway behind. The waterway,
Behind the Dawson Drive homes,
yes,
the developer should know that still, we don't, it's not ours.
Yeah,
Yeah. And are we gonna ever accept that if it's just a piece of crap weeds? This is the first, across from high school is a detention basin.
no, I'm
Well, it's-
talking of the
Well, they're
other,
both about the same condition.
My
They
understanding.
both need mowed.
Trail is mowed.
It
but
is. Trail is
not-
mowed.
Not every single thing is mowed.
Yeah, we need to Well, before we accept that, I think it's gotta be better established and mowed a number of times to keep the weeds down before we accept it.
I'm not so sure when we did the developers agreement that they're not. We'll talk about it a little later.
Yeah.
date.
Okay. Motion to adjourn, anyone?
Hello.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.